stipulate a command which does not give the freedom for the woman or the man to get out of there. She's doing it again. Every time I give an answer, you interrupt. I don't think you guys want to learn.
No.
When you ask a question, have the intention to learn.
Come on, man. No, but you're not listening either.
I'm listening. After you finish my answer, I'll give you the chance.
Okay, listen, you say it, and then I'll say what I gotta say.
Okay, first let me ask you this. Do you think it's okay for a woman to remain in an abusive marriage?
No.
Okay, if there was no option for the woman other than being called an adulteress, yes? Do you think that is unfair?
Yes.
That's exactly the point he's making.
I got that 10 minutes ago, but what is the point? The point is therefore that Christianity is nonsense?
No, it's not.
No, but then what are you saying?
There are many things.
Real point? Because you just keep saying the same thing.
The point is
the
this.
Actual point?
The point is this. It cannot be from God if there is
so
injustice in it.
Therefore, is that Christianity isn't from God. No, but that's your point. That's what you're saying.
Why putting words in my mouth every time? Just ask me what the point is, and I've given you the same. Look, the point is with regards to that particular verse. Okay? If you're saying the entire Christian religion, yeah, there are many holes I can pick in it. Yeah, go on. Tell me one hole you can pick in Islam.
Women have barely any rights.
Have you actually read the Quran to make a point?
No, that is true.
Have you actually?
They can't drive. They can't do anything.
Oh, here comes the hit and run.
They
Here comes the hit and run. Why didn't you quote me a verse where it says you can't drive?
If I look at a region where there's less rights for women, it was
Why don't you quote something from the Quran?
No, but it's true.
Where the rights of the woman been taken away? Instead of doing hit and
power
run.
in any of your religions. Why are they not
Really?
women in power?
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Lady.
No, wait. In America, in Australia, there's not a single prime minister or president or a woman.
There was a prime minister that was a woman, the last one that was in.
Really? Who elected her?
Julia
The
Gillard.
people?
She was
No.
in.
Did the people
Was
elect
she
her or the
allowed
party?
to be ruler?
Hold
Was
on.
she allowed to in your
Did the
place?
party elect her or did the people
She's
elect
allowed to
her?
be in
There you
it.
go. What about America?
But
Not a single woman.
I just want to know.
Are you going to say America is not a Christian
I
country?
just want to know what is the point?
You know the fact you cannot look into my eyes and talk and you always turn away? It just shows you got something to hide.
You're aggressive.
You got something to
Johnny,
hide.
She's aggressive.
You got something to hide. You're the hit and run kind of person.
I also want the women dress more. Yeah.
By the way, are you guys Christian?
That doesn't mean we're bad.
I
Would you consider yourself a Christian?
I'm Lebanese, Druze. You know what that is?
I know it's a Jew.
Okay.
But would you consider yourself a Christian?
No, I don't believe in any religion.
Okay, that's fine. What about her?
I agree.
Is she a Christian?
Your body.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. But it doesn't
She
say
doesn't
how
believe
they
in
live.
religion. I think it's all nonsense, to be honest. I really do.
Women was
It's the
made
biggest
for
cause
people.
of so much shit in this world.
Really?
I'm not even
So you're saying
Christian. I promise you I'm not even
non-religious people do not cause any problems?
I think you guys
No, I
get
think religion.
Have you heard of Chairman Mao?
Religion
He killed
causes
more
a lot of
people. He's not
problems.
religious.
I
religion
know, but
causes a lot
religion
of
causes
problems.
a lot of
Well,
problems.
non-religious people
Agreed?
cause lots of
No, religion causes problems. Agreed or not agreed? Agree or
religious
not
people
agreed?
and non-religious people cause problems.
I'm not saying that. Does religion?
No, but why
cause
you're being blind about the people who cause problems?
Most of
Like
the-
for example, who are non-religious, like
Yeah,
Chairman
well,
Mao,
most of
like
the
people
big
like
problems in
Hitler.
the world have been caused by religion.
These, oh, come on,
Yeah.
you're telling me all these dictators, Chairman Mao, Hitler, are you saying they didn't cause any problems?
I'm not saying that religion only causes problems. I'm saying it
That's
causes a lot
better.
of problems.
Now you have corrected
No, he
yourself.
said they cause a lot of problems.
Because you said earlier, both of you said religious causes a lot of problems.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that non-religious people do not
Why
cause
are you
problems.
believing
We
that?
never said that though.
By the way, are you a Christian? You're not a Christian.
I don't believe in any of it.
Oh,
I think
no
everything
wonder.
is fucking like an insult.
This is not the insult. The
guys
insult is
obsessed with
against
this
you
silly
guys.
words written thousands of years ago.
People who do not believe in any religion have always condemned religions. You know why? Because they consider the religions to be the main issues, when they themselves do not acknowledge that non-religious people also cause problems, and they have caused bigger problems.
No, they
People like
equal.
Chairman Mao killed, you know how many killed millions? More than Hitler. Maybe
They
3 times more than
equally cause
Hitler.
problems. They equally cause problems.
People like Genghis Khan, people like these people, these were tyrants, dictators, they were not religious people.
But listen,
No,
let me ask you one thing.
Hitler was against like Jewish people and he was quite a
Yeah, but
Christian guy.
that's not from the basis
He was
of
a Christian
religion,
guy
was it?
though. Well,
Do
he
you think it was on the basis
No,
of
but
religion?
religion causes a lot of
Probably
issues,
caused a
right?
bit of it.
But religion causes lots of problems, right?
Look, I'm not saying religious people are saints. I never said that. Neither do I intend to say that. What I'm saying is that you need to acknowledge that both people of religion and non-religion cause problems. However, if you look at religions, they do not say go and massacre people who are innocent. However, if you look at verses in the Bible, you will see women and children being massacred by the command of God. You will not find such a verse in the Quran.
Let me tell you,
I'm not even
I'll tell you what
against
you'll
you or
find.
any-
I'll tell you what you'll find in
any
the
other
Quran. I'll tell you the problem with Islam. Let me tell you.
Have you read the Quran?
I have read bits of it. Yeah.
Okay, which part of the Quran that you
No,
remember?
man, I'm not a fucking historian, but listen.
Well, you
No,
claiming
I'm
that
not-
you know
no,
about the
but I'm
Quran.
telling you something. Yeah, just listen.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, the problem with Islam is the strict. If you follow the Quran strictly, it is a brutal book.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, give
And
me
let
one
me
thing
tell
from the Quran that's
I'll
brutal.
tell you. So, when your enemy comes, kill them with so much vengeance and cruelty that they won't come again. That kind of stuff.
What would you do if your enemy comes to kill you in a war?
We don't have enemies.
It's just
Wait.
I don't know.
Are you saying that if you were in a war,
Yeah.
would you
But
not
you agree
kill?
that it says
No.
that? You agree it says that?
Look, it says that in the context of war.
Yeah.
But
What
people
would you do in the
follow
context of war?
But people follow that in
No, let me ask you. Let me ask the two of you. If the two of you,
Interpretation.
Of
Yeah,
course, but the whole
exactly, yeah.
problem
So-
is interpretation.
okay, but then
Everything
interpretation-
you read has your interpretation, my
okay,
interpretation,
yeah.
but
your
then
interpretation.
if you were in a war,
Everything
and if
we
you
read
were in
is-
a war,
Can I
what
say
would you do
something?
to your enemy? Would you kiss them on the cheeks?
No, but you don't-
What would
I
you do,
don't know.
honestly?
I
What
don't
would you
know.
do?
It's too
Listen,
much.
Sorry,
Too much.
if you-
The whole idea of a war is you
What-
get
Yeah.
killed.
But there's something missing. Though. If I
Yeah.
don't want to go
Sure,
too
yeah,
much
sure,
into it,
sure.
but if you continue that verse,
Yeah.
it's first of all, it's talking about the context is in war,
Okay.
and it's about the enemies,
Yeah.
and then there's always this verse wherever you find them, kill them. It's not talking about random innocent people. It's talking about those people that are trying to kill you wherever you find them. Kill them.
Understand.
However,
And it's been
just
I
listen to
understand, yeah.
just listen to the rest of it. However, it says, however, if you have mercy upon them, then
Yeah.
God is all merciful. So look at God. Even in self-defense,
Yeah.
He's saying if you show mercy, because God
I
is
agree,
more
that's
merciful.
nice.
So what I'm
That's
saying
nice,
is,
yeah.
so we should also be careful of taking parts of the verses out. Now, I'm not here
Yeah.
trying to make you Muslim or proof, but I'm just saying that. So again, we go back to the word
Yeah.
interpretation. Now, anything.
It's not only interpretation; it's taking out of context, which is what you have done. By showing that the Quran, when you read it, is brutal, that is what you have done. You have taken it out of context.
Because it's an old, because it's
And I can
never
You took
understand-
one verse without even realizing.
I can
the
understand
context.
why
And you said the Quran.
someone would come and read
That
it
is-
or
yeah.
parts of it.
No,
or,
I can show you
but to be
the
honest, that's with everything in life.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If I come and listen
I
to you
agree.
at one point, maybe you're angry,
Yeah.
you might say, but in that context, you had the right to be angry. If you see what I mean, I need to come and listen to you and see why you were angry,
Yeah.
what happened, and why you said that,
Yeah.
and then you might have the right to attack that other person. For
I'll tell you
example.
what, in any
So I think
context,
it's a very complicated thing.
It is complicated,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't just
That's
come
what I'm
and
asking
You're
you.
right. Okay,
Would
what I
you,
was asking
as a
this
human
gentleman, I
being,
mean, to get not to
justify
get
any
too
context
sidetracked.
killing children?
No.
Exactly.
I was asking, what
Why
is
do
the
you
point?
ask
Like,
for
you kept saying, what's the
Because
point?
I
Like, his
wanna
point
know
about
context.
Christianity.
Why do you
like,
ask for
Is
context?
his
I wanna
point that
know
it's wrong?
context.
It seems
Is
like
his
you're
point
trying
that
to
everything's
imply that
wrong
in some
except
context
Islam?
is okay.
I'm
That's-
For me,
trying to
for my understanding,
Yeah.
Islam is
So you
not
want
about
to find
everyone
a
else
word
is
that-
wrong.
I
That's
can
kind of what I got
guarantee
from
you.
him.
you can
Well,
find
well,
something.
What's that book in the part of the book of the Quran that's really brutal to begin to be?
There's
That
no baby
Bible.
killing in the Hadith or in the Quran. I can guarantee you that. But in the Bible, you'll find such a
But I'd
verse.
like to just move on to my original point, which was, what is the point? So the point is that Islam is the only religion? Because you were saying Christianity, you were saying, if Christianity is from God, why don't they allow women to get divorced? So what is that point? So the point
My
is
point
that
is
Christianity
this,
doesn't
if
exist.
Christianity is from God, if Islam is from God, if Judaism is from God, then God would be just with everyone.
So therefore you're saying they're not from God?
You ask me the question, let
Yeah,
me
but
finish.
I'm
You do
asking
this every
you.
time.
But you
When I
do
say
this
the
every
first
time.
sentence, you interrupt.
No, but you go around in a circle.
No, I don't. Because you don't listen. The thing is, you're looking for the next question already while I'm
No, it's
explaining
the
it to
same
you.
question.
Okay.
It's the same question.
So
He understood my
I've
point.
repeated it 3 times. I'm
Okay.
repeating for the 4th
You
time
don't
now.
need to, but just answer the question.
I am. If you listen, you will.
Okay, I'll listen one last time.
Okay, without interrupting.
Okay.
Good. Now listen. The point is this: if a religion claims it's from God,
Yep.
then God should be just with everyone.
Yep.
Whether it is, if the Muslims say that Islam is from God, then God should be just with the Muslims and the non-Muslims, because the true God will be just with everyone, regardless of your color, your background, your
Yeah.
religion, or whatever.
Yeah.
The quote that he made is from Matthew chapter 5 verse 32, where God does not permit divorce in any case. See, you're doing it again. I haven't finished
It's
yet.
called acknowledgement. I understand. Keep going.
My friend, let me finish. The words that he quoted, to which I responded, was
Yeah.
this: Matthew 5:32
Yeah.
does not permit the Christians to divorce in any circumstance except for marital, basically where there is a real adultery taking place.
Okay.
Alright? This is the only. So, for example, if the husband beats the wife black and blue, they cannot get divorced. If the woman is being abusive to the husband, they cannot get divorced. The only way they can get divorced if there was marital unfaithfulness. Now, not only that, after the fact that they cannot get divorced, this woman, who she can get separated, but she cannot get married again. So if, let's say, someone very young, at the age of 18 or 19, she gets divorced, she cannot now get married to anyone.
Okay.
Because she has divorced.
Yeah.
And this has given her the label of an adulteress.
Okay.
Do you think that is just?
Nope.
Good.
So what's
That
the
was
point?
the point is this: God is unjust in this case.
So therefore,
which was my original point.
Christianity
That if God is
so
just, He should
therefore-
be just with everyone.
Understand. So therefore, can I speak? Sure. Okay. I understood everything.
You got the point I made, yeah? About being unjust.
I mean, as a Muslim, I kind of look, maybe at the time of Prophet Jesus, maybe there was that commandment, or the time of Prophet Moses, because look, we have to understand something. The intellect developed with time. So our intellect is very different to the first man of Adam, and from Adam to the people of Moses, their intellect. If you know, that's why as Muslims, you see, we miss this point. Why do we believe that the Quran was the final book? Because God's will, from God's wisdom, He knows that humans reached the kind of like the maximum potential to understanding and to intellect. So possibly that's why some rulings in Christianity are different to the rulings in Islam, because at that time, to the level of their understanding, that was the correct way for them to follow. So
I would agree with you. However, it looks like you haven't read the whole context of it, because during the time of Moses, divorce was permitted.
To be honest,
but hear me out. Yeah, you're saying it's an evolution. It's not an evolution.
My point is, because look, if you look at the Quran, it says
Moses came 1400 years before Jesus.
My friend, if you look at the Quran, the one verse says, "Do not come near prayer if you drink." Right? So what does that mean? That means some people were Muslims and they were drinking. But then in a later verse, after a few years, what did that? It said drinking is forbidden.
You're talking about abrogation. This is completely different.
What I'm trying to say is that therefore certain things do change with time, of course under the will of God. So maybe I'm not here to say maybe at the time of Judaism or Christianity there were divorce or there wasn't divorce. That's not my point.
There was divorce. That's what I'm telling you. It's in the Bible itself.
That's not something to prove, to disprove a religion. That's my
Exactly.
point.
No, hold on. So you're saying that if someone who basically, like for example, Jesus, he followed the law, the Mosaic law, which permitted divorce.
If it did permit,
It did permit. I'm telling you, it's in the Bible, in the same verse. Okay, and then later on, according to the New Testament, they claim that Jesus made this claim.
Well, then there's distortion.
Let me finish.
I completely agree with you.
I listen to you.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, with all due respect. Matthew 5:32 in that book basically says that divorce is now not permitted. I'm asking, look at the reality, okay? From the point of this New Testament onwards, the Christians are not allowed to divorce anymore, regardless of the circumstance. The only circumstance they're allowed to divorce is marital unfaithfulness. I'm telling you, look around. Do you think that is practical?
But you know what's smart is that they do it anyway and they don't follow it strictly.
That's not called smart.
That's smart. That is smart. That's
no,
the
that is
point.
called you actually
the
have no
difference.
option but to go against the law of God.
you have
You
an
see what I
option.
mean? If you look at the reality, if you go to any divorce lawyer, yes, they'll tell you the reasons for divorce. There are several reasons which are legitimate for which the male and the the husband and the wife also divorce.
If in the, as you said, in the original Testament, it did say that divorce is allowed, and then later on, a New Testament shows that. Then there's distortion here. But what my point is,
Sorry, distortion by whom?
someone must have distorted it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't see it as distortion, they see it as a direct command from God.
Okay, well,
And that is why I'm saying, if you look at it, if you look at the practicality of anyone today who says that there should be no divorce, they'll say, no, this is an unjust law.
You're 100%
And that is
right.
what I'm saying.
You're right.
That is exactly what I'm saying. If you claim a book is from God, then giving an unjust law to something that is
saying that the book is not from God.
that is quite evident throughout societies today, whether you're religious or non-religious, where divorce should be permitted in a case which is legitimate. And to stop them from this, to stop a woman who's being abused by her husband saying, no, you should not be divorced because the religion says so, then there's something wrong here.
Muslims in Norway are now establishing a masjid and dawah center to enhance the Norwegian dawah. If you donate to this cause, you will inshallah reap the rewards of thousands of Muslims coming back to Islam, and many of those will become du'at and invite to Islam. So click the link and donate now and share the video for extra reward.